Hello, can you hear me? Please give me a thumbs up or some kind of indication you can hear me. Hello, hello, can anybody hear me? Hey, Sean, what's up? Please report in, whoever is online here. Hey, William, thanks for showing up. What a day, huh? It's not over yet. Trying to keep an eye on the news as I do this here. Hey, William, good to see you, man. You're a Panhandle, is that right, William? Is that right? And I think, Sean, you're just northwest of me, right? Up at the Ray Bob. Well, let's see who's going to show up here. I kind of gave a late notice, 30 minutes, 30-minute, notice. Yeah, I did basically a turnaround trip to Kansas and back. Crazy for a 1 hour site visit. It's crazy, man. A lot of driving. I started to go through the Panhandle, but it was just about an hour or so longer, so I didn't go that way. But I might try it next time. Town I was at was only 240 miles from Denver. Yeah, Sean, it's a mess, man. It's a damn mess. Just kind of take it easy here and let some people get in here. Kind of gave late notice, like I said. But me and then I'm going to be on the with off the wall tomorrow night. Wanted to go ahead and howdy, Leroy. Good to see you, man. Wanted to get this thing in tonight. Yeah, I popped into Academy earlier and I did a little short earlier before this, just to give people a glimpse of the shelves. And man, that ammo shelf was chock full of everything. One thing I didn't really see was 38 or 357, but the rest of the calibers were in there. 380, 9, 40, 45. They had a bunch of 300 blackout. They had 5.56. They had AK. They had lots of shells, just tons of stuff. Hollow points, full metal jacket. So, man, I sure hope people are taking advantage of it, because if there's a straight up, oh wow, that sucks, Leroy, man. Ugh, feel for you, buddy. That's the worst. But, let's give a few more minutes here if you guys and gals don't mind. Make sure we allow people to get in here. And I definitely want, hey, Simon. Hey, Lewis. I definitely want everybody to weigh in, with their opinions on this thing, because, man, there's so much news today, I can hardly keep up with it. between work and catching up on my other stuff. But nevertheless, it looks to me like it's always kind of a struggle when you sort of understand and agree with your adversary's leader, versus your own. And to me, this whole thing still smells real bad. Matter of fact, the more we keep seeing and hearing, the more it stinks to me. And I don't know what y'all think, but I just think there's a whole lot more to this story than just the Ukraine joining NATO. So I think there's, nefarious, methods being employed, and right, William. So it looks to me like old Putin just keeps laying traps, and we just keep stepping in them, and like he's the puppet master. Well, yeah, Leroy. I mean, I haven't seen a ton of it, other than there's rumors that the 8,500 ones that were put on alert to deploy, I think, are headed that way. And I've heard, hey, thanks, ETP. Good to see you, man. Keep working hard, brother. Stay safe. Amanda up above said she just saw something. I haven't been online in a couple of hours, so this is just going by what I have gained probably within the last 30 minutes to an hour. But Amanda up above in the chat, she mentioned that 20,000 U.S. troops being deployed this Friday to be put under NATO control. I have no idea if that's true. I mean, I'm just going by what she said. And then also that there was a major hack in 2 Baltic regions, and it took out their electric and water. If you want to read above up there, you can read it yourselves. But so NATO's unity and strength are being tested. There's no question. Hey, Mountain Grandma, good to see you. NATO's strength, unity, and will is probably being tested, and he's just gauging what the temperature is, I'm sure. And apparently, Leroy, if you didn't know, there is a meeting scheduled between France, Germany, Ukraine, and Russia only this week. Hey, Shine Dixie, good to see you. Oh yeah, Shine. It's all within the battle plans and agreements. You might have a commanding general from Belgium or Liechtenstein. Hell, I don't know. I mean, it rotates the command structure. But it sounds to me like they want Potato to keep his ass out of it. I mean, in all intents and purposes, it's Europe's ass on the line here, really. I mean, we gotta, we're a satellite to that, but Europe's they've got to mend their own fences here, and I don't know that they have really asked for us to, put troops in and this and that. Now, I'm quite sure that we've had SF in that region for probably weeks now, if not more than weeks. We might even have some, on the ground in Russia itself. They typically go in way before anything else is going on. So I'm sure they've gathered intel and this and that. So hopefully that's the case. Yeah, I could see that, William. I could see that. But To me, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to be ratcheting up the temperature here, Um, like Putin said, I mean, we all know he's a killer, and tactician and a strategist and a serious dude, right? But technically, I mean, he can deploy troops anywhere he wants in his own damn country. But we're sort of just being reactive to what he is, broadcasting, which sort of looks. I mean, technically, I guess we don't have anybody in Ukraine. We're just buffering the edge, quick strike stuff, but still, I don't know. I don't know if it's the right move. I don't want to sit here and I don't want to play Monday morning quarterback, but I'm not sure that we need to. I'm not sure that we need to be at the level that we're at right now. So, what do y'all think? Sounds to me like Potato might want Ukraine to get annihilated, so get all those records burned. I mean, if we lined a bunch of artillery and tanks up along the southern border, pointing towards Mexico, I mean, they probably would have a little heartburn over that, but or vice versa, if they were in Mexico, had pointing this way. But are we complicit to some level as a government? Are we complicit? Is there a deal? Is there a deal that's in place to sort of, false flag, black swan this thing so, he can do something here or there or take this or take that. It's hard to say, with Potatoes, misspeaking the other day, depending on what, he decides to do, would, generate a response from us, but it may not be that severe if he just makes a little incursion or whatever. I mean, that was kind of telling to me. I mean, I know he's a dumb person, but I don't know. It sounds weird, Yeah, Ukraine has a lot. You're right, Bill. They have a lot. And everybody's always crapping on Ukraine, I mean, they're a corrupt country, no question, but to be internationally corrupt, you have to, be willing to participate, right? There has to be two agreeing parties, right? So, I can hear I hear that, CJ. I can, yeah, exactly, Mountain Grandma. I agree. Nothing surprises me. I'm just saying that it's it's just you throw it all into the pot, everything that's going on, right? I mean, they were worried about destabilizing the U.S. when 45 was in there. Man, this is not even close to 45's time. Hey, Texas Mama. Yeah. Well, we'll be praying for your grandson, Texas Mama. Damn. Um. So we got the 82nd. We got the what's the one out of Vicenza, Leroy? Is it the 35th or something like that? I can't remember what it is. 17th, something like that. I think there's another the European Airborne Unit. Yeah, 178. There you go. Out of Vicenza, Italy. But I guess it's just a chance they're always willing to take. It seems like You know, you just wonder if, if woke brass is going to get it done, should it come to ordnance flying. Because I'm sick and tired of our forces being, re-engineered to be woke, and it almost looks like to me that we've taken our eye off the ball militarily, and we've, forgot how to kill. I don't think so, Leroy. I mean, they may be, but they pretty much moved. Hey, OKJ, they pretty much moved all. I mean, I know there's always secretive, stealthy stuff going on, but they moved pretty much all ground units, army units out of Germany. But they kept, I think, Ramstein and Ramstein for sure, and I think maybe another hospital. Can't remember where the other, a Landstuhl, I think they kept for returning, wounded and stuff from battlefields overseas. They usually use Ramstein or Landstuhl, I think, for rehab and, serious surgeries and stuff like that. I believe so. That's right, Leroy. Landstuhl, yeah. All right, ETP. Thanks, man. Good checking in with you. I've been watching your videos, brother. Y'all check out East Tennessee Preparedness if you haven't yet, please. But the whole thing just stinks to me, because one thing's for sure. I mean, when we had a presence over there, during the Cold War, prior to and then after, I mean, we knew how to fight in cold weather, and that's was part of the climate, right? We knew how to fight in cold weather, and I know it gets cold in the mountains of Afghanistan and Iraq and things like that, but it ain't like Ukraine and Russia. Yeah, just a side note, I really encourage everybody to, if this thing's going to crack off, all bets are off, and you need to go today. I mean, tomorrow at the latest, I think, and stock up on your freedom seeds, that you can get your hands on if you don't have enough. And I'm not talking about, for just, more coming here. I'm talking about, war of the civil nature or panic or whatever. I wouldn't slack up on that. And then, we all prepped for a reason. We all prepped for the unknown and certain things that we expect to transpire. And you already see the rationing going on. I did a video this morning from my local Wally World. I don't know if you all saw it or not, but I mean, I've been talking about for the last couple months at least that, I'm not seeing the shortages here that people are in other parts of the state and country. And I did a video on it this morning, just a quick little show and tell, just because I wanted people to really see what I was talking about. And I have not seen my shelves around here like that, like some of these other people are having to, go through and see. I've never seen any emptiness like that. Not here, not yet. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but if you're in southern Oklahoma and you can't get any groceries, you might want to get on the road and get down to northern Texas and get you some. And I mean, everything from powder milk. I mean, it was stacked. It was stacked deep. Powder milk, powdered peanut butter was in there. I mean, it was just full. And It's like, I've been fortunate enough to, I'm not one of these people that I don't take the last thing of anything, the last remaining one item. Like if there's one jar of peanut butter left on the shelf, I'm not going to take it because, um, oh, really? OKJ. Oh man, I just came through there. Yeah, I've been wanting, there's one at Texas Motor Speedway too, down in Fort Worth. I need to do a trade. Now, Simon, did you see that short I did from Academy? Man, dude, it's full. All you got to have is the money. You walk out with it. But yeah, OKJ, I bet I've got a little pew pew I want to trade for something. So yeah, I'll maybe see what's going on. I may swing up there. Hell, it's not but 3 hours for me. But be interesting to see if people really react to the constriction of the supply chain up where they're at. If I got them. Because I mean, it's not just the Wally World. The Kroger, I mean, it was full too. Dollar Trees, they were just full to the brim. So, um, hmm. Yeah, that's usually where I go, Simon. That's usually my stop when I need something in hand that day. If it's just birdshot, I'll run up to Wally World and clean them out. But it's usually only 3 or 4 boxes at a time. Oh, really, Mountain Grandma? I'm telling you, man, there was not an empty space for spices. Like all the tortillas that were full. Bread was looking great. Produce was, I would say, 80% full. Um, but no, for the most part, it's just like normal. Just like normal. Now you might have trouble getting a cart because the cart getters are, I guess, not showing up to work. Most of the carts are out in the parking lot, corrals. But just grab one on your way in. You're good. Okay, cool, Loki J. I will. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this thing with France, Germany, Russia, and Ukraine pans out. Apparently, we're not invited, and I don't blame them. And it's their ass on the line over there. It's their energy that's going to get cut off if somebody does something stupid. And how anybody thought that this Nord Stream thing with Russia was a good idea. I don't know how, because they basically got you by the short hairs, and they're just going to extort you. You want gas? You got to play ball. All they got to do is turn the valve off. That's all they got to do. But I don't think it's a good idea that they did that at all. And no, we're not. And something else we've been doing for the better part of 20 years is we've been telegraphing. If you want to count the first Gulf War, Desert Storm, Desert Shield, AK, we've been telegraphing our capabilities and our technology and our strategy. We've been telegraphing it for 30 years. They all know what we can do. They all know what we got. They all know how we'll do it. So putting your might on display for a long period of time isn't always, good for you unless you can ratchet up your stuff. Hi, Kay. And I don't know. I have a really, I hope I'm wrong, but you know, I don't know that our eye's been on the ball, you know, very well the past couple years. And especially the last year with the purging of the unwoke from the ranks, especially the brass. Um, that's scary to me. We're typically good at killing people and moving stuff around the world. We're really good at that in the past. And I don't think Yuri or Ivan gives a rat's ass about being woke over there. I'm not quite sure they know which bathroom to use, which latrine to use. But it's, on one hand, I want to see Europe stand up and defend themselves because, we've been breastfeeding them for a long time and they haven't really had to do very much. And they need to step up and get a taste of what it means to defend your nation. And that's what I think anyway. I mean, it's not that I don't think we should help them if they get into a jam or just help them in general, but they need to take the lead, and they need to because if they don't do it now, it's probably game over with this Nord Stream pipeline. They're going to be controlled. And we're over there in their climate and their terrain and their mud and their you know territory in general, their politics. And I just don't think it's smart to be injecting ourselves in an issue directly where um, it doesn't belong directly. We need to be in the background. We need to be involved somewhat, but we don't need to be taking the lead. But you know how the old saying goes: when when polls go down, likelihood of wars goes up. Yeah, Bob, that was something that I was thinking of too early on. And by the way, welcome, Bob. Hey, Color Drop. That was something I was thinking of too, because I was just, how can this be happening? How can we be so full on the shelves and everybody else is just barely getting anything, stocked at all? No, that's okay, Bob. Um, but I thought the same thing. I don't know. I'd be interested to know that if that's happening. I know, one reason is I think that we've been opened up and business has been flowing and for the most part people are working. No restrictions. Yeah, yeah, Leroy, exactly. Yep, exactly, Kay. Agree 100%, man. Huh. Well, that sucks, Bob. The only canned vegetable that I saw at Lowe today at Wally World was canned corn. There was some there. It just wasn't as plentiful as the other vegetables. Plenty of beans, plenty of rice. I mean, canned fruit. Like I said, tortillas, bread, chips, crackers, meats, spices, beer. But yeah, I agree. K Stover to Europe needs to step up. The French have always kind of gotten their hands dirty from time to time. They got the French Foreign Legion. they're always into something, kind of like our SF guys. They're always into something around the world, usually Africa, um, things like places like that. But I'm quite sure our SF is already has boots on the ground, or has for a while. But we spent a lot of capital in Europe with bases and posts, technology, and training with their troops, training their troops. Now, I will say the ones that I trained with in the past, I wasn't very impressed. Now, this was back in the late '80s, early '90s. When we would sleep during the day. Oh, good color drop. We would go to Grafenwehr, which is a live fire, post, pretty much a training post with actual artillery ranges and rifle ranges, grenade ranges, all that stuff, barracks, things like that. We would sleep during the day, and at night we would start, shooting artillery. And sun went down, the Germans would go to sleep. I agree, K Stover. Hey, Nuthouse. Y'all, please punch the like button. I'd appreciate it. Um, but yeah, I agree. They need to use that training that we instilled in them, and all the money that we dropped in their countries, mainly Germany, and get to work. They need to step up and show that they're a formidable opponent to their potential enemy, but they're not. See, Germany doesn't want to stop anything. Germany is fine with them taking Ukraine because they need the gas. And since we don't produce anything anymore, they're pretty stuck. From what I understand. But I don't know. What do y'all think? Leroy, you were over there during that time, the Cold War era. I mean, I'm of the opinion that we should play a part, just from an ancillary point of view, a more of an oversight, maybe a surveillance point of view, intel processing, all that, and then maybe command and control, so to speak. It may be, let them stand up and push back. But again, I think Putin is very smart, and he's the tactician here. And we're always a day late and a dollar short on these things, And we've been, going into these countries and flexing and pushing people around for a long time. And I'm not blaming the military at all. I'm blaming politicians. But we've been doing that with impunity for decades now, and a lot of places we shouldn't have been. Yeah, yeah, that's good, Leroy. And we need to provide support and intel gathering, processing, I think, and sharing, technology with our allies, etc. But who knows what's going to end up happening? I just don't. I'm afraid. I'm not afraid, but I'm concerned that every little step further, every step that we take seems to stoke the flames. And so uh, maybe we ought to step back and monitor. Uh, and if the B-52's ready, I don't know. I mean, keep them on standby. You know, what the one thing that's just really perplexing to me, and I put this out in a video that I did yesterday, is you got the Russian Navy doing live fire exercises off the coast of Ireland, and were these the vessels that the Royal Navy escorted through the English Channel the other day? I mean, I don't know how that happens. Somebody might want to explain that one to me. When you've got an active military potential confrontation with a nuclear power, and you escort them through your channel. I did, Simon, and they're a bad mamma jamma. Slow as hell, but they're fuel and bombs. That's it. But yeah, I went to Wally World this morning just to kind of really get a glimpse of the inventory, and the current status, and I was pleasantly surprised as usual. And like I said, even the diaper aisle was full. Dog food was probably 90%. So I got a couple flats of canned goods, just some holes that I had, here and there. Now prices were up a little bit, of course, that's to be expected, but for the most part, I was pleasantly surprised that it was still like that, being that we had all this news the last couple, 2 or 3 days about shortages and rationing and all that. And I firmly believe in the likelihood of rationing. I know it's already occurring in some locales, but we in Germany, we were stationed there. I'm sure Leroy remembers his ration card. Where you could get only so much coffee, tea, cigarettes, tobacco products, liquor per year. Spaceships. Yeah, Simon. What the hell are they thinking of? What was that about? I mean, my God. I mean, that'd be like us escorting, Russia through the Panama Canal. Come on in, boys. But yeah, we had ration cards over there in Germany, but it was control black marketing on the local economy because American goods were so in such high demand over there that you know soldiers would sell their coffee and trying to buy American products tax free because our stuff was tax free over there. So if you went and bought 4 cartons of cigarettes, oh yeah, the gas coupons. That's right. The SO coupons. But yeah. And when I moved over to CID, we actually had quite a few cases involving that stuff. It was pretty bizarre what people were willing to do. That's true. Yeah, every time so when you came into country into theater, that you would when you went through in processing, they would hand you your this, that, and the other, and then your ration card, and then every time you bought something, they crossed it out or punched a hole in it. That's right. Yeah, it's true. But it was an interesting time. But if you didn't smoke or drink, you could make a fortune, on the economy. So there were guys selling liquor to bars. But I'm pretty sure in Germany, all we have left there, military-wise, is Ramstein Air Base and Landstuhl Hospital. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think we've got some. We might have some stuff in Berlin, like a command center or something. It might, Okie J. So do those. I've heard that those steel job boxes will too, but I understand you've got to be able to bridge the gap with some type of, aluminum tape, duct tape, something like that, something that will conduct around the box. If it was a serious thick steel gun safe and not one of those cheapies, I would say it might work as long as you can, like I said, use the metal tape. Okay. Yeah, we might, Leroy. I'm not aware, but when I left there, I didn't look back. So, but I've heard that the Germans pretty much wanted everybody out. I bet they're regretting that now. Because I think they turned all our posts into apartments and asylum houses. Yeah, what I understand, if you're going to use a prefabricated box like that, you almost need to have like a styrofoam liner, like a big styrofoam cooler to put inside of the box itself. Put your stuff in the styrofoam cooler, put the lid on it, seal it with tape, and then seal the box gaps with tape, that metal tape. That's what I understand. Now, I'm not an expert, and I'm certainly not endorsing anything, but do your research, of course. Yeah, a lot of people use the ammo can for that exact thing, Simon. You're right. But I would take one of these. What I would do is I would take one of these blackout bags. You'll see that? Big Mylar bag basically. You put whatever you want in there, double bag it, and then put it in the box or the styrofoam. I think it's something you want to over engineer, over protect if you're going to try a hack like that. But on my solar kit that I have, I did a video a month or so ago on that. I have a big flight bag that I have all my solar kit products. They're bagged individually in these big double blackout bags I just showed you, but they're double bagged and they're in that cargo flight bag. So all I got to do is just grab that bag and hopefully it's good. But like I said, I double bagged all the components of that solar kit. It takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get them right now if you need them. So but yeah, it's a poor boy's, protection device for electronics. But yeah, a lot of people I've heard use ammo cans, but you gotta, even with that rubber seal in there, supposedly it can get through. So you gotta tape that joint all the way around with that aluminum style, HVAC tape. What I understand. You can get it at Home Depot. Those, any hardware store should have it. Like my little satellite device, I've got one. I've got it double bagged, the very same way, and I just keep it on me. If anybody else gets one of those Spot X's, let me know so we can exchange numbers and emails, and we can be communicating with each other if something goes down. Yeah, exactly, Mountain Grandma. It's something you have to load and seal before anything goes down. Exactly. So that's what these bags are handy for, I mean, assuming that they're going to work. Hell, they may not, but um, yeah, it's something you want to have. You don't want to be in and out of it, all the time if you're worried about protecting it. Where's your yeah, is that what's your source there, Stover, if you don't mind saying? Oh yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah, and just remember, if you don't have any mode of you know non-mechanical transportation, uh, if you don't have any mechanically driven available transportation, and we get hit, catch an EMP, um, you need a bike or a horse, to get around. So be where you want to be. I would stay close to home, wherever it is you plan to ride something out, from here until better news comes. Yeah, that's something they're concerned about too, Simon, for ground thawing. Yes, Mountain Grandma. I do agree with that. And I don't have a dog in the hunt, but that's why, you know, that's why I've been talking about people, looking into these other devices that are out there. Um, like this Spot X that I've got. I'll show it again, but this is just a little satellite communication device. I've got it in this blackout bag here. And so this thing is called a Spot X. There's other ones too. The reason I like this one is that you can actually type a message from the device itself and send it. It goes up, and then it can go to a cell phone. It can go to an email. It can communicate with each other directly. But it also will work with my cell phone and be like a jumper. So I can text from my cell phone, and it will boost it up to satellite with this. Now, these run about 250, and I think they're on back order now. People are all hot on them. I probably got in just in the nick of time. There's other ones. Garmin makes one, but it's not a communicator itself. It's just a booster from your phone. It's a Bluetooth booster, is what it is. And those are a little bit more pricey, but I just like this because I can use it. If cell phones are down, having to use a cell phone with this, just if it was just a booster, does you no damn good. your phone, unless your phone's protected. Well, yeah, Simon, with any kind of track vehicle operation, once you mud up the roads, it's a mess. I mean, they want frozen ground if they're going to have some kind of assault. So, ideally, I think they're going to want to be where they want to have their final place of defense. They're going to want those vehicles already there, but by the time the thaw hits. Oh yeah, they might. Yeah, Texas Mama, they might. Probably fine, but I just would consider something besides a cell phone, and also some two-way radios. There's something to be said for those. I mean, our little ranch out there in West Texas. I mean, we got some pretty good terrain out there. We got some pretty flat line of sight stuff too, but we tested them and we can communicate all over that ranch, no problem. They just got to work, so we got to protect them. But again, I'm not endorsing the product. I'm just saying what I've done, and I just know that if somebody does something stupid and it kicks off, comms are going down. We can't even get the 5G stuff straight. Another thing I would avoid right now is air travel if you can keep from it, because you just don't want to get stuck somewhere. I don't. That's why I took a 20-hour drive to Kansas round trip, because I wanted to be back home, in my area of operations, by my items. I had items with me, don't get me wrong, but can you imagine being out on a trip or on the road 300, 400 miles from home and EMP hits and everything just goes boom? Man, you're on foot. Everybody is. Yeah, you're right, Leroy. Anybody that's been at Grafenveer or Hohenfels knows exactly what that feeling is like. Okay, thanks, Stover. Anyway, this is Spot X. I know that we did Off the Wall Prepper we did a Battlefield series on comms a couple times ago, I think. You can go back and watch it if you want to, but we talked about this, and he did a couple of videos, marketing videos from the company. If you're interested in going out or just look it up yourself. Again, it's called the Spot X, and it's by Global Star. They're a pretty big SAT company. And there's another company that will give you, it's got the recharge cord as well. There's another company that will give you a free cell phone. I think it's Satellite Phone 123, something like that. But they will give you the phone for free, wink, wink. You just have to pay for a $100 subscription for, I think, 1.5 years or something like that, $100 a month, but that includes the service. But I mean, a good satellite phone is $1,200 to $1,500 anyway. So, I mean, if you're willing to pay $100 a month for a while, satellite phone, be pretty cool. Anyway, I thought I would show that to y'all real quick, just since we got off on the. Hey, Valerie. Well, thanks for showing up. But I think some form of communication is huge. If you can protect it, we'll see. I mean, hopefully we won't see, but I mean, I'm doing the best I can with it, and I've got the same for my little two-way radios out at the ranch. keep them bagged up, so they're always protected. And I've always also wondered, with my shipping container, we have shipping container cabins out there. If that would act as a Faraday cage. Something tells me it probably won't, but nevertheless, they'll be protected in there, the electronics. They also have these big blackout bags. They're like cargo bags. You can supposedly will shield from an EMP, but I don't know if it's true and all these hacks and cyber attacks are happening. We're probably in line to catch some of that. I would think, probably in short order. But back to the stench of the whole Ukraine-Russia thing. There are certain things that Putin's probably willing to do that we're not, and I think he knows that, because I can guarantee you that I was watching some of the news footage from these operations they were running, these training events where these infantrymen they were following these little Fox vehicles. They had so much stuff on. I was like, my God, they had like the riot shields. It looked more like a police operation than it did a military operation. They had like the riot, padding on and flak vests. And it was just, wow, they could barely move in that snow and ice. But anyway, it's their terrain, it's their climate. They know how to fight in it, I'm sure. But I hope it doesn't come to slinging ordnance, off the tip of a rocket. That's what I hope. Don't forget about the big C either. They're lurking in the background, not to be outdone. And then you've got, of course, the Iranians and the NOCOs too. And Iran keeps doing what they're doing. They're gonna get a visit from old Israel. They're lurking in the shadows as well. Of course, they're always trying to kill Israel. So those poor people can't sleep worth a damn, probably. Can y'all still hear me? I don't see anything going on in the chat for a minute, so maybe it's frozen. No, I haven't, Mary. I heard something about a new song, but I haven't heard it. Can y'all still hear me? All right, thanks, Okie. I'm just checking my phone real quick here. But hopefully everybody's able to stay prepped. I know times are tough, and there's a lot of stress. A lot of people are. Thanks, Simon. A lot of people are stressed, and no, Sean, I'm not, man. I got stuff I got to do. You? Anyway, keep those tanks full now. It's going up. It was I paid everything from on my trip up to Kansas. I paid Everything from, it was all plus $3. It was 301 to 331, I think, depending on how far out you got rurally. But it was going up. And there was quite a few land fires with all the wind, it was crazy. But I would, I've got to the point where, if I'm in town and I get down, if I'm between a half and a, 3/4 full, I will go ahead and fill that sucker up. You're going right by a gas station every block, it seems like. I'd fill that sucker up. Tell you something else I would do is I would go ahead and get some extra fuel cans, and don't forget about places like Academy and Home Depot for fuel cans as well, and Lowe's. They got this thing called the Gas Caddy. It's a 35-gallon tank with rollers on it and a spout, a spigot, pump handle. And Academy had them for $135, but it holds 35 gallons of fuel. All just, just air driven, no electricity. Hey, Survival Buzz, good to see you. But it's called the Gas Caddy, and they had them at Home Depot, they had them in Academy. They're $135 in my area, and it's got wheels on it, and you can stand it up or lay it down, either way. Also, the of course, propane and propane accessories. That's nice, Valerie. Yeah, I've noticed that more places are offering cheaper for cash, cheaper price per gallon in cash. Yeah, Leroy, I hear you, bro. I got a lot of those bullets, those saline bullets. Matter of fact, I'll just show y'all since we're here. So I don't know if y'all are aware, but my spouse is a critical care nurse practitioner, so I'm pretty fortunate to have that skill in the family. And I've got, let's see, a couple of different catheters here. I've got suture kit. Bacteriostat. You'll see that. Lidocaine. Also, saline bags. Hey, dragonflies. Anyway, plenty of IV kits. Now, again, I'm only throwing those items out there because I have a qualified person in my group that can administer those items. I did take the Combat Lifesaver course, but you don't want me sticking you unless it's absolutely necessary and you got nobody else. Buzz, get with me offline, and I'll get with you on that. I don't have it offhand. Email here real quick. If you want to write it down or copy it. And it goes for anybody else that wants to email me on the chat. Feel free to email me, and yeah, I could do it if I had to, Dragonflies. It's been a long time and I was not really great at it when I did it. Might take me a few tries, but it's nice if you have somebody that's qualified for sure. So y'all can see my email right there. Please copy it or write it down if you want to. And I'll be glad to share with you where I got the stuff. Also, of course, don't forget your Hibiclens. I guarantee she can do it, Buzz. You're good there, then, man. It's awesome. But I just wanted to have extra for hydration purposes in case of illness or injury. So, again, I'm not a medical professional, and I highly recommend anybody that needs one or in their mag or knows one to get them involved with your first aid program. And it's good. It's good to have that capability for sure. Yeah, I hear you, Leroy. Dental pain is the worst, man. That brings me to another topic. Don't forget the dental stuff, y'all. That temporary filling stuff, my God, if you can't get to a dentist, it's what you can do, antiseptic oral rinse, the dental picks and dental floss, those little toothpick things with the floss in them, mirrors, it's always good to have a little dental kit on you, in case you have to implement something to get out of pain. And don't forget the Orajel, whatever you do. But like I said, we have this lidocaine, which is nice too. But yeah, anybody that wants my email can feel free to email me at that email, and I'll definitely respond to you. Just identify yourself. I've always wondered, and I asked a physician this one time, and they didn't argue with me, but I said, if all you had to clean out a wound was antiseptic rinse, would it work to wash a wound out? And they seem to think that it would. It just would hurt like hell, obviously, but you do what you got to do, right? Yeah, just make sure it's antiseptic mouth rinse there, Buzz. I'm sure it is, but just make sure it's antiseptic. There's a lot of mouthwashes out there that aren't. All right, somebody get Robert Haynes. Of course, this stuff that I just showed y'all may be very difficult to get now. Just because of, the climate. I've got a huge medical kit. It's just something I've worked on for a long time with pain relievers and different instruments and things like that, splints, it's pretty robust for a non-medical person such as myself. It's pretty robust. Like I said, sutures. Um, so dragonflies, would an antiseptic clean out a wound properly? Do you think, if that's all you had? Antiseptic mouth rinse? And we burn like hell, I'm sure. But anyway, good for you, Stover. Yeah, it's as far as grabbing stuff and throwing in a bug out vehicle, that's definitely going. But what I'm saying, Dragonfly, is if that's all you had, I'm not saying it would be a first choice. What I'm saying is if everything else was gone, would an antiseptic rinse, you know, suffice? Yeah, I would burn like hell. That's right. If it was working, I'm sure. Or vodka, Sean, or Everclear, moonshine. They had some 90% alcohol, rubbing alcohol. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got this stuff too. I'm just giving people ideas if they didn't have that, if they were out or something. All I got is this Listerine. Whew, sure would hurt, but yeah, kill the pain, right, Valerie? I'll tell you something else. I got a big tub for my medications and stuff. Yeah, big like a Rubbermaid tub with a lid, locking lid. Just to keep stuff dry. Yeah, hand sanitizer. Oof, you got that right, Mama. I hear you, Leroy. Oh, mm, that's also true, dragonflies. Mess your respiratory rhythm up and everything. Something else, since we're on the medical kick, don't forget to, um, have some type of stethoscope or blood pressure monitor, wrist monitor, or something. And a thermometer, an old school thermometer with mercury. Um, you know, that's something that's going to last. All right, color drop. Thanks. Along with the Republic. See you. Um, yeah, old school thermometer. A stethoscope, maybe if you got somebody that knows how to do blood pressure, that might be handy. And even as far as like the tongue depressors, you can use those for quite a few things, including splint if you had to, and some tape. But I don't know. If we catch an EMP, or if we have a massive hack or cyber attack that cripples this country electronically and utility wise, you're going to see panic-stricken people like you've never seen. And I'm not telling people to go out and do non-certified registered medical stuff, but if you can get some either something with lidocaine in it, some kind of oral pain relief with Orajel or something with lidocaine in it, or if you can get actual lidocaine in a syringe, that's pretty handy. Nice dragonflies. Yep, there's another one. Boom. Got it. Yes, yes. Exactly, Leroy. Super glue, steri strips, moleskin, the that stretchy tape that the athletes wear. That stuff's really, really expensive. And you can go to Tractor Supply and get the horse ankle wrap tape from 3M. It's the same stuff. It's the same stuff. My son used to use it for baseball on his wrists every practice, every game. He would go through this stuff like crazy. I would spend about half price going to Tractor Supply and getting it off the shelf and in any color he wanted for, like I said, about half price. You have to dig a hole, Valerie, in order to conceal a fire. You need to dig a hole and try to, cover it from all sides. Or dig into an embankment or something like that where you can somewhat subdue the flame signature. Build up rocks around it, something. That's right, dragonflies. I've still got some of my old open chest wound dressings from when I used to carry your LBE in the first aid pouch. Do y'all drink the Dollar Tree milk? Anybody in here? It's fine. It's the same milk as you get from the store. Mm-hmm. And people laugh at me and talk and joke and stuff a lot, but I've got a level 3A vest too. They have 2% whole milk, almond milk. Hang on a second, I'll grab some. People laugh because it's Dollar Tree, but my deal was is I was sick and tired of throwing out milk. So it's just it's like the chicken broth or the beef broth cartons. And you can see, if I can get this right, maybe. You can't see the date, I don't think, but there's a date here. It says, sorry, this date it's good till is September 27th, 2022. So I got this last year and it was good. It's good till September 27th of 22. Now, when I crack the lid on this and open it, so it stays on the shelf, room temperature. It doesn't get refrigerated until I throw it in the refrigerator. When I open this lid and break the seal, I have 2 weeks to consume it before it will go bad. So I just take a little Sharpie and write the date I opened it on the lid, and I don't ever waste milk. I was sick of that. And then I always have milk here. And you don't have to, if you need milk for whatever, you've always got some around. I mean, they're $1. I was tired of throwing out milk. That's why I got it. It's not powdered, it's ready to go. And I got whole milk too. I'll just buy whatever they have usually. And I don't have, a room full of it. But I mean, you can see the date on this one maybe. This one is 25 September 22. So what I do is I just rotate it like everything else. Oh yeah, sorry, $1.25. You're right, Sherry. My bad. Exactly, Leroy. This is how they buy milk in Germany. They don't buy it like we do. Exactly, Leroy. Powder buttermilk. Huh. I do have some of the Nido or Nido powdered milk from Wally World. This is the Mexican stuff, I think, but I don't care, whatever. And I also was able to grab some of that Augustin Farms powdered peanut butter too. Hell, they got that at Walmart too. Yeah, Mary, that's a good point with the salt to preserve meat. We talked about it with our little ranch stuff that we've got. We probably would end up just uh, harvesting an animal and smoking it right then. Just smoking it and trying to preserve it that way. Anyway, I would seriously, if you haven't bought any of this milk, it's nice to have around. It's not that expensive. You compare it to, measurement wise, what you're getting from a gallon of milk at the store, it's probably a little bit more. Okay. But you're not throwing it away and you can take it with you and it doesn't need refrigeration. Yeah, it did, Sherry. But, beggars can't be choosers. I buy these little, like, sometimes I'll buy their little needle nose pliers and gloves and things like that for just throwaway items at the ranch. You lose it, okay, whatever. It was $1.25, no big deal. They have some real cheesy, cheap movies too on DVD. That's what I take out there to the ranch. And anyway, I wouldn't spike up on any of it. I'm sure y'all aren't. That's right, Simon. That's right, Mary. Exactly. I haven't, Sherry. It's the one disadvantage we have out at our little ranch is that we don't have a lot of. I mean, we have fields with rows that we could probably plant. We could probably fence off an area and plant some stuff. Um, but we're not the grounds. Just it's tough on rain. Tough to get rain out there. We'd have to be able to irrigate it with pond water or something like that. Most likely. Yeah, it is, Valerie. Good job. There's another one. Here they come. Hey, off the wall. Good to see you. Just talking preps and potato setting the world on fire. Talking about how he might be complicit in this whole thing and letting Ukraine burn at the stake. There's a reason he ain't putting anybody inside Ukraine. Think about it. But again, I think the likelihood of catching a cyber event, a massive cyber attack, and hacks, disruption of utilities and fuel storage is probably on our horizon if he doesn't watch his ass. Good for you, Sherry. We were talking about medical also off the wall. I don't think you were in here. I showed some IV equipment and saline bags that I've got, some sutures. Yes, rabbits. I got a nice neighborhood full of cottontails here that are just love to eat my grass. That's true, Mary. And you know what? People just forgot how to work hard. I mean, I'm not saying that we work hard, a lot of us, right? We work hard, but back in the day, people didn't have children because they wanted to have a bunch of children. They needed hands. They needed farm workers. My great grandmother had 12 kids. And that was tough back then. Exactly, Sherry. Yeah, I've got a little cage trap for them, Sherry. A little live trap, for small game. Squirrels, rabbits, nice and quiet. I don't have to worry about a neighbor trying to. Oh my God, he's got a gun. It's right off the wall. I mean, you got people that can't change a damn light bulb, can't mow their grass. Like, I'm talking about capable people. I mean, it's just crazy. Soft. Yeah, typically I understand it's after the first freeze wherever you are, and I think up to 2 weeks after the last freeze, something like that. Mm, that's right, dragonflies. Of course, whatever you kill or catch, you know, cook the hell out of it. Wash it, cook it well, especially pork. Like I said, I was talking earlier off the wall about academy here locally near me. You better stop that. It's not how many Texans, it's how many Aggies. How many Aggies does it take to change a light bulb? Anybody know? It takes three Aggies to change the light bulb, one to hold the bulb and two to turn the ladder. Poor Aggies are always catching bad jokes. But anyway, off the wall, I was talking about this academy near me. I did a short on it earlier with a picture of the shelves, um, full, full of fried rice. Everything except 38 and 357. Everything else was there in plentiful supply. Yep, they ain't even seen hard times yet. Just wait. I mean, you got people doing all this crazy stuff in broad daylight now, and just wait till there's nothing on the shelves to steal. What then? Yeah, I think they did. It might have been 30-06, Leroy. They had 30-06, 270, 30-30. I can't say for sure, but I know they had 30-06. Hmm. Exactly, Sherry. Good job. Good job off the wall. Damn right. And they had plenty of magazines too. All kinds, except no AK, but AR, pistol. It was full. I mean the gun case was full. If you have $300, you can go get a decent firearm right now at Academy. Hell, they had a little brand was it? I think it was a Springfield or a Nice. Glock. But they had a little Springfield or a little. Oh. Yeah, but he needs to have the freedom seeds for it, Teresa. Yes, what I'm talking about. Okay, nice. But they had a little Springfield Armory, or it was like might have been a Kiltech, or I can't remember. It was a little 9mm subcompact. It had a reflex sight on it and everything. It was like $289. I mean, hell, the sight's worth $100 at least. Good for you. Huh. Hey, Lake, good to see you. Thanks for coming. So the rumor is that Vlad's going to open up the floodgates after the Olympics shut down. They don't, Mary. They're clueless. They are clueless. Nice, Sean. Yeah, PSA, they're pretty good as long as you're not in too big of a hurry. If you're in a rush, their shipping kind of sucks in my opinion. But if I'm not, if you're not in a rush, they're a pretty good resource. But I'm glad that people are resupplying themselves, and I don't really have any more space for any more of that stuff. But I'm doing quite well in it. Not worried about a thing. I've even, had to get a little bit creative with my cash and where I store and where and what, blah, 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 just because of, what's going on. Like so many of you. Huh. Well, here's a nice little job notice I got from Indeed. Refugee Services of Texas, Inc. is hiring for a community engagement coordinator. Interesting. Wow. That's another thing. Have you all noticed the amount of jobs that there are? Everything from EMT, paramedic, and these are contractor jobs. Hey, good to see you. Um, there's tons of contractor. There's a company called Global Medical Resources, I think, and they are hiring everything from medevac pilots to mechanics to EMTs, paramedics, nurses, physicians, etc. Big time, Sherry. Big time. But I get these every day, these job openings: Customs and Border Protection, Community Engagement Coordinator, Development Coordinator, on and on and on. EMT, paramedic. Oh yeah. Hey, don't count Beto out, man. This guy, I'm telling you what, he can raise some damn money. Yep. That's right, Leroy. Crazy. Yeah, exactly, Sherry. I've said it before and I'll say it again. And I don't give a damn if anybody doesn't like it or does like it or whatever. In my opinion is, and I'm coming from it from a pretty pragmatic yet effective thought. Until we fully militarize our border, it is never going to stop. We have to completely militarize our border. And I'm not saying you got to stand shoulder to shoulder. What I'm telling you is we have to lock the border down with military technology and personnel. Hey, Fossil Creek, good to see you. Once we militarize our border, it's not going to change. We're just kicking the can down the road. Yet we have all these people that are now being let loose again into the country. Yeah, I agree. We need to lock it down. We should have locked it down years ago. I was hoping 45 would do it, but we was well on our way to doing the wall. But I mean, you have militia down there that were patrolling the border itself as well. Exactly, exactly off the wall. And has anybody ever? I've been asking. I haven't, been able to get a. Seems like, hey, tactical, good to see you. I haven't been able to get a real firm grip on what the hell this concrete wall is around the White House. What's going on with that? Anybody got any info on that? Legit info? Yeah, exactly, Sherry. They want us to. They want us. What they're doing is they're criminalizing the opposition. Is what they're doing currently. That's why they're all up in arms about January 6th, because they want to make sure that everybody knows that those were infiltrators and rioters and criminals. And if they wanted to really hurt that building and those people, they would have burned it to the damn ground. Mm-hmm. Hey, thanks for the emails, by the way, Simon. Anyway, I put my email up in the chat. If anybody wants to email me about those medical supplies, please do so. In case you missed it. But I can try to give you the information that I was able to, where I was able to locate the stuff. And it may be very difficult to get now, but I was able to get it directly from them. I bet he does, Fossil Creek. Plenty of places to dispose too. But yeah, they're still holding them in solitary though, right, Mama? Exactly, dragonflies. They're just, that's the narrative. They want to capitalize on this group so they can further criminalize any more opposition that may come their way, which is surely to come their way. That's right, Valerie. That's funny. We're going to end up with no cops. That's coming. So, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm going to keep saying it. When SHTF really goes down and everybody's running through the streets, they're not going to be on the streets. They're going to be protecting their own houses and their own families. I hear you, Sherry. All right, Leroy, be safe, man. Hope you heal up good, bud. Hopefully it goes right. Sure it will. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, somebody, one of the mods, please drop some links to these channels. Leroy's, of course, Off the Wall. Everybody in here that's, you know who the regulars are. Please drop their links and feel free to do that. I would appreciate it if somebody did that. I want to try to grow this thing a little bit and appreciate all the help that you guys and gals can give me on that front. Well, they're using the Patriot Act shit on them. All the rules pretty much go away if you invoke the Patriot Act on a particular group or individual. Seems like that's their freebie. But yeah, as far as Texas goes in the governor's race, man, don't take Beto for granted because, and like I said before, he only lost to Cruz by 2 points on the senator's race last time, and we gotta stay on that because, of course, legislature, will be strong for a while, I think, but we keep getting these transplants that don't vote right. All bets are off. Well, here's the deal with the gun confiscation in Texas. Okay, here's what I can tell you. And anybody in law enforcement, even at the federal level, is going to find out the hard way, because that's a suicide mission. If you go door to door in this state and among many other states, that dog ain't gonna hunt, and it's a suicide mission. And most law enforcement officials in this state are fully aware of that, and they know that they need us, and they're not going to participate in something that's going to further risk their lives. Because I mean, all we have to do is look at Australia and Europe when it comes to what happens to you when you don't have the Second Amendment on your side. The cops need us. Matter of fact, as a whole, they need us a lot more than we need them. So, like I said before, we need to support law enforcement until they give us a reason not to support them. I implore people to take a deep breath if they have an interaction with the law that they don't think is right. Take a deep breath. Be professional. Be courteous. Um, don't freak out. Sometimes you get a bad one. Okay. Sometimes they're nervous too. Might be young, ego, whatever. And if you're respectful and polite and safe and don't do anything erratic, you're probably going to get a warning, especially if you're a veteran. Now, I don't know how they do it in other states, but in Texas, if you're a veteran, you can get it actually, you can get your branch of service and that you're a veteran on your actual driver's license. You can have that put on your driver's license. So, um, it helps, because, they typically, they want to know that they're safe when they come up to the window. And, I even keep my hands on the wheel. I don't want them thinking that they're unsafe. They're in a bad situation. I want them to know that they're safe with me. And so, I would just tell people to seriously try and convey that, to the officer if you're stopped or if you're dealt with somewhere out in public, or if they come to your door. Um, always remember that, they're nervous too, and they want to get home to their families. So, um, I say in Texas, that's not something we usually have a problem. Usually, if you have a problem, it's like with a state trooper or something. Um, those guys sometimes get a little bit over their skis and um, try to get egotistical and intimidating, things like that. Even there's a lot of, regular cops that don't like them here. Yeah. And tactical, will you go ahead and share mine with off the wall too? I don't think he has it. I don't think off the wall has my number, but tactical, will you share it with him, please? Hey, Nanya, good to see you. Okay, you just never have texted me, I guess. Anyway, hey Simon, good to see you back. Anyway, I'm gonna kill this thing about 10 here, but been a couple hours. Really good talk, I think. Got a few topics in, talked about potato, you know, screwing up the whole situation, and the Europeans basically shutting the door in his face, and they're going to try to probably get this thing along themselves without him muddying up the waters, which I don't blame them. Yes, I did off the wall. I sent you one to your email. I think if you're talking to me tactical, I think the question would be, or the answer would be, um, no, yeah, I agree with you, Dustin, on that. Sorry. Um, but tactical, my thing is that um, I think that Putin is saying, look, I can move my troops anywhere I want in my own country. They're within my borders. I haven't made a move anywhere. But he's seeing the reaction he's getting, and it's a day late and a dollar short, first of all. But there's a reason why we're not putting anything in Ukraine. I mean, we're just around there bolstering the. I mean, I think the sheriff can deputize citizens in Texas. Yeah, it's all dirty. It's all complicit, I think. Uh, like I said the other day, that anytime somebody asks, that's true. That's very true, tactical. That's very true. I mentioned that earlier. This is a whole different climate. Back when we had, troops in Germany, it was we knew how to fight in the cold. You got the 10th Mountain that can probably do it, and some Alaska units, but other than that, uh, there's not a whole lot of cold weather experienced people in my estimation. So there's a reason why he's not putting anybody in Ukraine. That's also true, Nunya. And you know, it just stinks. The whole thing. Every day that goes by, I still it still smells worse to me. And as far as the deputization thing goes, I'm not sure I'd even want that role at all. All bets are off at that point. You know, without rule of law is really, really bad, but it may have to come to that. Well, here's what I can tell you. I think if it really becomes an event where there is breakdown of rule of law, no, without rule of law, TIATWAKI, whatever you want to call it, SHTF times 10, if it really comes to that, police groups are going to be, splintered anyway. They're going to be looking to mingle in with regular people like us. But no, that's a very good point that Tactical made about dry, hot sand versus cold snow and ice for sure. And, poor Ukraine is always getting crapped on some way. Now, they've been corrupt forever, right? But there's always takes two to tango. It's not like they said, hey, come over here and corrupt me, right? Yeah, I think they can too, Mama. Well, and if I'm if I'm in a position and I see a law enforcement person getting assaulted or, serious danger, I'm going to step in and help. I don't either, Sherry. I don't either. I think that if it really goes down, WROL and Teotihuacan, they're going to be mingling in with people like us. They're not going to get given a damn about going to get in that patrol car. I mean, that's a target. All bets are off when SHTF really happens. Look at what happened during the riots. I mean, you just had some groups of people out there trying to burn cop cars. It's really, really that bad. And there is nothing to go loot. When it comes to that, I mean, they're certainly short-sighted enough to take the risk as far as the anti-police narrative goes with this government. Yeah, tactical. I told everybody I was in Academy earlier this evening, and it was stocked to it was looking real. It's the best I've seen it in probably over a year. But yeah, there are some good deals online. Well, everybody, I appreciate the hell out of y'all showing up. And it was a great short, it was a short notice I put out, but I appreciate y'all showing up nonetheless and discussing the topics. But yeah, please email me if you have questions about products or you just want to chat. That's fine too. I'll do my best to get back to you quick. Yeah. That's right, Fossil Creek. Thank you guys and gals for showing up. I appreciate it. It's been a great evening, and I certainly enjoyed it, and we'll do it again soon. And keep our heads up and keep doing the things that we need to do and keep each other informed. That's awesome. But yeah, thank you all again, and I'll just close by saying keep prepping, stack it deep, and always remember, long live the Republic. I'll talk to y'all later. Yeah, thanks, mods. I appreciate you.